Hey guys, in this video we're going to go through mobility and strength exercises for the hips. Limitations around the hips can be associated with certain swing characteristics like a sort of sway and slide, maybe a sort of early extension or even a sort of over the top movement patterns. So hips, really important in the golf swing and also important for developing power and club head speed, okay? So here's some exercises. So in terms of mobility, okay, we're going to do a few stretches to loosen up the hips. So we're going to go for a hip flexor stretch first, okay? So big step forwards, hips forward, staying nice and tall up the body. Feeling this high up on this back leg, okay? We're going to hold for about 30 seconds or 5 or 6 deep breaths. So we're nice control, nice balance, and just a moderate stretch, nothing too painful, okay? And then exactly the same on the other side. So big step forward, hips forward, nice and tall up the body. Okay, feeling that high up on its back leg. If you don't quite feel the stretch there, bum squeezed or pelvis backwards, okay, making sure we're in the right position to get that stretch, and then a few deep breaths from there. Next up, we do a hip internal rotation stretch. So popping onto your back, okay. Right foot out nice and wide, dropping the knee inwards, okay, ankle can roll in as well, not letting the bum cheek come up off the ground, and then just the other foot resting on top for a bit of assistance. Feeling this one in the hip, working on that internal rotation, okay, which is important for turning through, turning back, turning through in the golf swing. So particularly in sort of maybe getting through the modern type golf swing. So holding this position, 30 seconds, same as before, 5 or 6 deep breaths, just that moderate stretch, swapping sides, other foot inwards, other leg on the top, not letting the bum cheek turn, lift off, okay? And making sure we don't feel this one in the knee, okay? So finding a nice position which is comfortable where you're feeling this one around the hip, okay? Also then we're going to do a glute stretch, so popping onto your back, ankle crossed over knee, reaching through, pulling up towards your head, feeling this one around the hip of this leg that's crossed over, maybe a little bit of hamstring as well, mostly around the hip. Again, making sure you're not feeling it in your knee. And 30 seconds either side, 5 or 6 deep breaths, just nice and relaxed and moderate intensity stretch before swapping sides. Exactly the same on this side as well. So we do hip internal rotation stretch standing up as well, with this stalk turns. So holding on to something that's not going to move. Okay, stand on one leg. Right leg behind left knee. I'm going to try and turn this hip or this pelvis over the other side. Okay, not just waving one knee around. So we're working on internal rotation of this left standing leg and turning over and back. So this one we're just moving into position and moving out. And just nice controlled movement, making sure you're balanced during this one, okay? And like I said just now, not just waving the knee around, okay, it's this part of the pelvis is turning, so that my pelvis is now pointing over that way, and similar with this side. So, softening, ankle, it's going to move a little bit, don't allow it to roll over though, and then pelvis pointing this way. In the end, you might not get that far, might be over here, absolutely fine to begin with, as long as we're working on this internal rotation, moving in and moving out of that position. Okay. So in terms of strengthening the hips, okay, whilst doing strength training exercises like squats and split squats, they're great for improving mobility as well, okay, and improving the way the hips move. So not only are these strengthening, but they're mobility exercises too. So I'm going to do a goblet squat, so feet shoulder width apart, kettlebell towards your chest, okay, hips back, bend the knees, stand up nice and tall, nice control down, and then up a little bit quicker. So, nice controlled movement, keeping good form, okay, nice your back posture, weight through the whole of your feet, knees going over your toes, and that's working on hip mobility. And fine if you only get to here to begin with, great, just working on keeping that good back posture and getting as low as you can, okay? So, as I mentioned, split squats, so it kind of gets us into a hip flexor stretch position. So, big step backwards, kettlebell in towards the chest again, back knee down under control, just above the ground, stand back up, okay? You You're gonna feel this one, tops of the legs probably the most, maybe a little bit around the hips. Also, you're gonna stretch on this backside as you're working it at the same time, okay? You can progress, obviously, squats and split squats onto maybe a barbell squat or a rear foot elevator split squats as you get a bit more flexible as well and stronger. Otherwise, the last one today is going to be a deadlift. So we'll do a stiff leg deadlift with kettlebell. So feet hip width apart, hips back. Okay, soft knees, standing up nice and tall, shoulders back and bum squeezed, and then just hinging from the hips, making sure nice your back posture. So if you start to lose posture here, then just stop slightly above it. And this one is working on that. Right, you'll feel this down the hamstrings. Okay, stretch down the hamstrings on the way down, bum squeeze, shoulders back at the top. Okay, making sure nice your back posture at the top, nice control movement on the way down, keeping the kettlebell nice and close to the body.